Mike 3.
Mike 2. Am I 2?
No, you're 3. That's what I was just trying to let you know, that I'd pulled up your fader very briskly.
That could be my new nickname, Mike 3.
I kind of like that.
I hate the name Mike, though. And there's some nice Mikes out there, I'm sure, but I don't want to be one.
Mike 3. Mike 3, but that's different. It's like a robot. It's like CPO, 3PO. Right? Isn't that it?
C3PO.
I can't remember that. That's absurd.
Nobody should name anything numbers. That's dumb.
The whole world is dumb.
Sorry, George Lucas. The whole world is not dumb.
Yes, it is. Want to fight about it?
This is a switch. Are you grouchy today and I'm actually in a good mood? This is odd.
I am grouchy because I woke up. I woke up at 6:30 and I thought, oh gosh, I got to sleep at least another half an hour because I went to bed late for 3 nights in a row. So I went back to sleep, woke up at 7:30, which was a half an hour more than I had hoped to sleep. Mm-hmm. And I was having nightmares.
In the morning?
Yeah, it was.
I have nightmares in the morning.
Well, it's not exactly a nightmare. It's kind of a cross between a nightmare and an anxiety dream.
Oh, yes.
Where you have one of your exes is like completely indifferent to your feelings. That's a theme. That's not
a nightmare or an anxiety dream. That's just like life.
That's just
like
that's
true.
Normal. Yeah. Well,
why do you think they're exes?
I had a dream about my life, and I didn't like it.
Art imitates life.
Yeah. So that was the first. That was part A of the dream, and then part B was that one of my close friends had just started dating my ex. And she's like 30 years younger than me. And I was like, at first I was...
Not me, I hope. No, I'm not 30 years younger than you.
No, maybe 20 years. But she was really cool. I was really cool about it. She was really cool about it. But over the course of the conversation, I kept realizing that I should be more upset than I was. And I eventually worked myself into a total frenzy where I was yelling at her. And I basically chased her out of the house. And the house was my childhood home.
Oh, there seems like a lot of symbolism probably in that.
Yeah,
dream.
I'll think about it.
One of my kids' elementary school teachers last year had a dream that I ran off with her husband, but she really liked me, so she didn't care, and we all were good friends. And no, her husband ran off with me and another one of the elementary school teachers. Like, so there was kind of like 3 of us, like weird sister wives. And she said she had
the Stepford
and
wives.
she said like we all just kind of got along and we're fine with it. It was really weird when she told me this dream, but...
That's nice,
I hope she doesn't really think that I'm going to run off with her husband.
Polyamory. Well, sometimes it's good to work that stuff out in your dreams. The problem with me is that I just keep having the same dream. I don't ever seem to work it out. it's like lodged in my nervous system, and it keeps having to crop up in the same darn way.
Yeah, I have very
So
repetitive dreams as well.
That's my new phrase. I said that last week. Fi Friday. It's Fi Friday. Everybody say a good fi to whatever's really bugging you. Because God knows there's things.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
There's things that really bug us. Like exoplanets.
Are you going to talk about space?
No, we started last week's show talking about space. I'll save it for later.
I'm not really as fat as I look in this, by the way.
You look skinny in it, actually.
No, I have full 2 layers of clothes underneath it.
Yeah, and your stomach is completely flat. I was thinking about your flat stomach yesterday.
Well, it's flat, but it's not like toned.
But that's unusual. In my, like Italians don't have flat stomachs. I'm sorry.
I'm not Italian.
I know, but where I come from, we just don't look like that.
It's my Zumba stomach. It's not. If I'm naked, it's not that flat because I have the baby skin pooch.
TMI.
Well, just saying, if you're feeling sad, like you think that I actually have a flat stomach, I don't. I have a lot of clothes on. It's hidden by 7 layers of clothes.
People
right now.
like you, like blonde, skinny people, always give these long explanations and about how fat they are. And so I just want you to know, this is kind of a reality check that people like me, we have to sit through those long explanations
You're
about
less fat than I am.
What? Come on, so stupid. Stupidness.
And you've had more years, and you've had 3 dang kids. So you should be wicked fatter.
I'm proud of my paunch. It's today.
You don't even have a paunch. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Today is Be Proud of Your Paunch Friday. It is. It's great.
It doesn't really have a nice ring to it.
Yes, it does. I love it.
You call it paunch? I call it pooch.
I call it paunch. Well, paunch is sort of a
yeah, that's
male.
probably a better.
You think of guys drinking beer, don't you?
Yeah.
But I'll be that. I'm fine with that. I look like a guy drinking beer, don't I?
No, you don't actually.
Well,
on both counts. Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry to start.
Did you go to town meeting?
That is an incriminating question.
I know you didn't. You hate
well,
towns.
if you lived in the town
meetings.
of Washington, you would have a little bit harder motivation to get there.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, I love my town, and there's some really, really great people in it. But I live so far away from the town center that I really have no relationship to that town.
And you can't go to Chelsea meeting, really, even though you kind of live in Chelsea, because you're not a voting Chelsea person.
No, it's a bummer. I'm caught between two towns.
You're in limbo.
I am in limbo, and that's why I'm like this. Live on this castle in the Netherlands of nowhere, between nowhere and nowhere. And
I am lonely at town meetings now because now that John's a select board person, he has to sit on the stage and I have to sit down in the audience and by myself.
Oh, that's a kind of a bummer.
I mean, there's people, I sat with people like my family and friends, but you know, you want to whisper like, "Oh, I hate that person" to somebody special.
I know you've got a gossiping during town meeting is probably what makes it okay to be there.
I can do that sort of with my friends, but I feel less okay doing that. Like, I was going to put the microphone on my girly stomach, but I missed it. You know, I feel less like a jerk whispering that stuff to John than I would to friends.
Well, my situation, if I go to town meeting, because I used to go to town meeting, is that I go in there and everybody looks at me when I walk in because they're thinking, who is that? And then I sit down and I just feel like everybody's gossiping about me.
No one is gossiping about you.
Well, I know it's a mental disorder that
they're always like, oh my God, that's that cool.
I know. I'm neurotic. No, they don't say I'm so cool. I'm
not to you. They're thinking it.
Not in Washington.
Well, maybe not in Washington.
They think I'm weird.
If you came to my town meeting, everyone would think you're really cool.
That's right. I want to go to Tunbridge or Chelsea.
We have pie. We have so much pie that it's like...
Wait a minute.
Pie in the sky.
Now you're making me just so envious.
3 tables of pie.
I think Tunbridge town meeting is probably one of the best in the state.
I agree.
Yeah, so... God, I really feel depressed now and grouchy.
And it's just...
I mean, would they even let me in the door? Would they?
Yes.
What would happen? What would happen to me?
Nothing. There were people there from away. People who were thinking of moving to Tunbridge, and they came to the meeting, and they stood up and said, "We really like your town."
Maybe I could be the mascot. The Tunbridge mascot.
The Tunbridge tiger? You could be our tiger?
Lynx. How about lynx?
All right.
Or an owl.
Well...
I don't know. What do I look like?
They've been the tiger a long time, but maybe we could change for you.
You mean there is a town mascot?
Yeah, it's the Tunbridge Tiger. Well, for the school, they're the tigers.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Does Chelsea have one?
Yeah, they're the Red Devils.
That's a terrible one.
Totally
Who
terrible.
wants that one?
Nobody.
Boy, they should get rid of that. How hard? I mean, that's not even controversial. It's just sort of oddly religious.
It's just kind of jerky.
It is. Who thought of that? Let's track them down.
I don't know. It's been that way for a long time.
Let's push them down into the stream. You know, I used to do that. I used to beat up boys. I feel so bad. I want to go back and find this little boy named Robbie Strindberg because I used to push him. Oh, God, I was really bad to a few people. I mean, it's funny because
Let's Facebook Robbie Strindberg. Strindberg.
Yeah, Robbie, if you're out there in the world, please, I'm so sorry. I would like to make it up to you.
What? How are you going to make it up to him?
Well, I don't know, but I'll think of something. You know, maybe I'd cook him dinner and just tell him how pour out my heart. Tell him how it's been bothering me for my whole life that I would bullied him.
That's sad. Was he younger than you?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was being bullied. You know, there is a chain of command with bullying. I was definitely the victim of much bullying over my life, and most of it's sexist bullying. But I also beat up Martha. What was her name? Martha. She was tall and had freckles. She was bigger than me, but I got her down.
Why did you beat up Martha?
I know, we had some kind of disagreement in the backyard of my first house.
And you beat her up?
My second house. I just remember there was a beautiful cherry tree in that backyard. We moved from that house when I was about 5, so it's a very ancient memory.
Wow, you are a wild 5-year-old.
Yeah, it was one of those idyllic, through the eyes of memory, it's an idyllic backyard. It had a cherry tree and it had a peach tree and it had a big, I think it was a spruce tree with the big lower limbs that hang out.
Hide under.
Yes, it was like a house in there, and we used to go in there and play under there.
Until you beat the piss out of Margaret.
No,
Martha, and now she doesn't want to go under your spruce tree anymore.
Martha Stinson. Isn't that funny? Stinson and Strindberg's.
You don't seem to feel as bad about beating up Martha.
I don't. She was bigger than me, and she was truly being obnoxious. I don't think that Robbie was doing nothing wrong except just cowering before me and looking like he would be easily victimized. What is it? Wow.
See? I got the microphone there in time.
I'm impressed with that.
I want the Guinness World Book of Records to come and measure the, how do you measure sound?
Seismic.
Not in octaves. Seismic waves of my stomach grumbles.
Did you have cornflakes? Or sugar pops?
Ages ago, because I had to get up early.
You had breakfast.
Yeah.
I actually had breakfast too. I wanted to tell you about it.
Okay. Why don't you tell me about it?
Because I had the best bread in Vermont. It's absolutely the best bread.
What's the red hen kind?
No, it's from Vermont Bakery. Give me a break.
Oh.
No, it is.
What?
It's from East Hardwick, and it's called Patchwork Farm Polenta bread. It's the best bread, and here's the thing: is I realize that you don't have toast; you have slabs. You have slabs of bread when you have this stuff. You cut these huge, almost as big as your finger.
Just a vehicle for butter.
Yes.
I really love butter.
Yeah, so I am slowly going over to the dark side and getting organic butter.
Yeah, I have been too after you said that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the pesticide issue is pretty important. I don't want you dying from pesticide poisoning.
Well, I still can't kick the corn pops, so I'm not sure what to do about that.
Well, if that's your only vice, I think we're going to let that one slide through.
It's not my only vice, actually.
Well, there's cheese.
I eat my own body weight in cheese a day.
You look great, though. What's the deal?
Well, I keep figuring, look at Heidi and her grandfather up in the Alps. They ate nothing but bread and cheese, and look how healthy and rosy-cheeked they were.
That's right. And you're a dance teacher, and I think dance teachers have impunity. They can eat anything they want.
Yeah, but when I'm not teaching dance, I'm mostly just sitting very still.
No, but you're teaching dance. You kind of glossed over that. You jumped over that. Let's go back to teaching
but I think
dance.
I need to be active all the time instead of just take an hour in the evening and go dance really hard and sweat like a pig because you're totally out of shape from sitting on your butt all the rest of the day.
Well, how do you think it is for me being a recording engineer, sitting there staring at a computer?
You wander in the woods all the time. I don't even have the energy to do that lately. It's cold out. I hate cold.
Well, you can fill the bird feeders.
They are one exercise. They're one step from my step.
Well, you should get more than.
I could probably, if I leaned, I could reach them from my front
You could put them
doorstep.
all around the house. And then you'd at least have
Do
to
have
walk
some
around the
out
house.
front so the cats can enjoy chickadee TV over there.
No, but you have chores that you do also.
Yeah, that's true.
I was thinking of you. It's funny how I was thinking of you because I was looking at my flabby arms and I was thinking, man, my muscle tone goes away so fast now.
Carry some water buckets.
Yeah, see, I don't have any chores. I mean, that's the only reason probably I would get sheep.
You want some sheep?
Well, fencing.
I could give you some
Fencing
sheep.
is an issue. I wouldn't, if I had somebody else who wanted to kind of be in charge of fencing, then yes, I would get sheep.
You could start a sheep war with the pigs
But
next door.
But I don't want to have to kill any sheep.
You don't have to kill them.
Well, yeah, but if you have babies and you have the boys, then off they go.
You can just sell them for breeding stock or something.
I don't know. Kind of feels funny. I have to resolve that problem, but I do like sheep a lot.
I do too.
Yeah, I would hug them all the time, and
They're very huggable.
I think I would heal myself through sheep. Just as you have.
Our little sad lamb who's not quite right in the head.
Yeah.
We went away on vacation this last
Jim.
weekend.
No, it's not Jim. Sorry.
It's not Jim. It's JB.
Jitterbug.
It's Jitterbug. And my friend Lisa watched our farm, and she took Jitterbug home with her for the weekend, and she got very attached to him, so now he's living at her house.
That worked out well.
Worked out great. I knew that would happen. I feel a little guilty.
I told you.
I feel a little guilty.
I told you.
I know she loves him, but I feel guilty that we pawned this sort of sick sheep off on her.
Yeah. Remember when I said you need a break from that lamb, and then I winked at you?
You were like, Lisa's totally taking that lamb away.
Yeah. So thank you, Lisa. Good
we
job.
had a surprise lamb yesterday or day before yesterday from a sheep that wasn't supposed to have a baby. It was a yearling, so it's like a teenage mother was very confused. It was like, what the hell?
Did you know it was pregnant?
No.
Wow, I guess they can hide it under their wool.
Well, see, the yearlings haven't been shorn yet, so they're much woollier than the rest.
Oh.
And so they do hide it under their wool. And then it just popped this baby out. And then it freaked out because it still thinks it's a baby. And this is not the ideal situation. We don't breed the yearlings, but one must have slipped through somehow. And then it refused to nurse it. And so we had to flip the mother over and force it to allow it to. And eventually, when we penned them in together, the baby was very, very stubborn. And it finally just wore the mother down. And she finally lets it nurse. So it's all good.
Wow.
No more house lambs yet.
Wow. I thought I had it bad with my cats. You're having to flip lambs over or flip full-size sheep over is what you're
saying. And
saying.
then we had to sort of shear its belly so that the baby could even find its udder.
You and John are such a team. I mean, think of the things you could do if we could harness your energy out in the world, you know?
If the world was utterly made of sheep, we would be okay, but it's not.
Everything is a metaphor. You know, the world could be envisioned that way. Sort of.
I just need to flip everybody over and shave their breasts.
Yeah. I don't know. What else is working?
I really feel comfortable with that.
Nothing else is. No, it's a metaphor.
Oh.
We got to flip something over and then like wrestle it down. This is going back to Robbie Strindberg. There must have been some reason I would tack to that kid. Some good reason, right? I'm not all bad.
You know what, Kristina? He probably doesn't even remember this. Especially if he was younger than you.
You know why? Because it was traumatic and he's buried the memory.
You gave him some sort of brain injury?
Yeah, we're going to have to go to therapy together. That's why I need to find him.
Have you ever Googled him?
I don't know if I remembered his last name because his name just popped in now. So this is good.
Well, you better write it down so we can Google him and you can
it's on
start
the record.
Coining your long apology.
Yeah, I'll try to find him. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll see. There's probably like 100 Robbie Strindbergs on Facebook, unfortunately. But
it's not that common of a last name. I've never heard it before, so
that's true.
You can find him.
Look it on my list. It says Personal Growth Friday, and there's nothing under it.
That's because it's Friday.
That's right. I could not think of anything.
She's like, personal growth?
Yeah. I'm not into growing this week. I'm into devolving, if that's possible. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, this is the 1 step back Friday.
Yep.
Fine. It's totally fine.
It feels all right. I mean, if you just go with the flow of it and just say...
Whoever's decided that a step back was bad anyway? Like, stand up and try it. Like, nothing happens. It's not that bad.
No, it's great to just feel dysfunctional and useless once in a while, as long as you don't make a habit of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly couldn't feel good if I didn't feel bad, right?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be able to appreciate... Oh, sorry, I don't know I'm yawning.
Are you spacing out a little bit?
Kind of. I also not gotten enough sleep this week.
Well, you also relax when you get here. You relax so much.
I do.
Sometimes I have to throw stuff at you.
This is my hour of not running. Although I've been very relaxed at your house lately. We've been doing more editing sessions, and it's very relaxing. We get our tea, and then we bundle up and climb up the top turret to Kristina's recording studio, and then we just sit there and laugh.
Yeah.
For quite a long time.
It's very good therapy because we're watching ourselves, which I think when we start watching, we're cringing a little bit because we don't, sometimes it's hard to watch yourself, but once we get into it, then it's really funny watching ourselves. And then editing ourselves is even better because we can pick this.
We can take the cringy out.
Yeah. The really fun, stupidly funny stuff we can save. So Anyway, we'll do it again soon, I hope. Sorry I couldn't do it yesterday, but as I said, okay. I think you would have gotten stuck.
It ended up being crazy bad weather and stuff anyway. It was so windy, I thought our roof was going to blow off again, and things were falling over and knocking over.
Yeah, I actually was following the weather report quite closely early in the week because I had this recording session coming up, and I knew that if it was windy on Wednesday, which is when the drummer was coming,
up in your studio.
Yeah, so I was going to put Jeff in the one room, and I had to make this decision according to the weather report that I was going to put him on the other end of the house where the wind doesn't make as much noise on the roof metal. Mm-hmm. But that it all worked out. I mean, it took me a whole day to set that up, just to think every step through, because it's important to think every step through so you know what might go wrong. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you can correct anything that might go wrong so it doesn't go wrong, or at least you're prepared. But still
like
things went wrong. Yeah, like a Boy Scout, exactly. So it did go pretty well, but there was still one annoying thing. There's always one annoying thing.
What's this? Which annoying thing was it?
The annoying thing was that the drums were too loud in the drummer's headphones, and I was trying to get the drums out of his headphones so he could just listen to the rest of what was going on. And it just took me a long time to figure out why that was happening, because there's a lot of what they call gain stages, places where the volume can go up or down, and it's tricky to, sometimes to trace back where the anomaly is occurring. So, but it did.
Good for you.
So I get 10 points today.
You get a gold star.
Yeah, I do. Let's get those stickers. I love those stickers.
Me too.
Could we?
I haven't seen them around since like the 80s, though.
If everybody carried a pack of those stickers, I think the stars come in 4 colors. You can get them at the office supply store.
Gold seems to be the one most sought after color, though.
I think they're the best. I'd like to get just a pack, I think, of the gold, because the gold are probably the best, yeah. But I would stick them on you all the time.
Thanks.
When you least expected it, when you were looking off to space, and I could tell you were kind of depressed about something for a second, I would just take out a gold star and I'd stick it on you.
And I'd be all better.
Yeah.
They're kind of magic.
There's these simple things that people forget about that really could pick the day up.
I know.
It doesn't take a lot, but it just takes some imagination.
Or a nap.
Or a song.
Oh. It's time for a song. What are you going to play?
Well, it looks like I have a song called Rescue Me that's queued up.
That's you.
Yeah, the thing is, you told me how to get this back to the beginning. You
do the rewind button.
You press the thing, and then you go like that. Okay, now it's back to start, and then I just have to hit play, right? I'm going to try.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't expect you to always read my mind. Please don't feel abandoned when I leave this world behind. But there are certain places that you're not allowed. Oh, baby, I still love you when I am hiding out. I know your good intentions, it's only 'cause you care. When you are looking for me, they can't find me anywhere. always worn me out. You know it's not your fault, 'cause I don't expect you to know my every thought. Lost inside a crowd. My head is in the mountains, beneath a silent cloud. I've left no trail behind me, but I can see your lights. Oh baby, I don't want you to rescue me tonight. Rescue me tonight. To rescue me tonight.
Rescue Me by the Cousins Project.
Woohoo.
So Cousin Steve, he left Brooklyn at 10 o'clock at night on Tuesday night.
I like how you call him Cousin Steve.
Yeah.
Like you're Mormon or something.
Well, we were so excited to find each other as adults that I think we just wanted to reinforce the fact that we had found a cousin that we actually could really do something with, because we're both musicians. So Cousin Steve, yeah, and that's hence the Cousins Project. But yeah, I hear the train.
I know, the train is coming.
I hear that train. That lonesome train whistle. It's going. Oh, it's loud today. If you hear that, I'm going to turn the mic. Wow. That's like a real life sound effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that felt good. So Steve left Brooklyn at 10 o'clock at night, because that's when his wife came home and could take care of their child, who's 4.
Is his name
Rocco. Rocco. Yeah. And he took naps along the way, and he got to my house at about 8:30 in the morning, and we started work on Wednesday morning.
Wow.
We started with a bunch of coffee, but
Coffee.
yeah. But we got right into that songwriting stuff. And do you remember the Patty Duke show? Did you ever watch that?
I know what it is, but I don't know if I watched it or not.
You remember the theme song? Identical Cousins?
No.
Because Steve always starts singing that theme song when we were together. Because it's an absurd concept, identical cousins. It says still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike. At times they even talk alike.
I have a cousin that looks pretty similar to me. My cousin Eric and I look alike. We always joke and call my little Ira and Jen's Avery twins because they're the same age, but they don't look anything alike. Avery is like husky and big and tall and loud, and Ira is like scrawny and little and shy. Well, but they're inseparable.
Well, exactly.
They like to think that they look just alike.
Well, Steve and I don't look alike at all, really.
Well, your coloring is the same.
Well, yeah. He's got the Italian side. He doesn't have the Greek side. I've got the Greek from my grandfather, but it was my grandmother and his grandfather were siblings.
Oh.
So they were the Italians, the Mayones. Anyway, so we're identical cousins. That's what we like to think of ourselves. And of course, people of my generation have all these jingles that are permanently embedded in their heads from sitcoms, early sitcoms and commercials. I don't know why, they just got embedded. Maybe because television was there were only a few channels. And there
were only a few commercials too.
Yeah, so they just played them over and over and over. And I don't know.
We used to have a VHS tape that I loved when I was younger. It was called I can't remember, 90 minutes of Christmas commercials or something. And it was only the old ones, the old classic, like the very early Coca-Cola ads or Slinky, toy, and stuff like that. Like all the very, just from the 50s, early Christmas commercials. And they were really cool.
They are kind of cool. 60s, they get not so cool.
No.
They just get annoying, like Procter & Gamble or Tide detergent, things like that. I mean, Juicy Fruit gum.
Juicy Fruit, it's gonna move ya.
See, you've got a later version of the Juicy Fruit. I think ours was...
Or what about Double Mint?
Yeah,
that's
Double
Mint.
Mint. That's the one I'm thinking of, Double Mint.
Double your enjoyment. That has twins, the Double Mint twins.
But don't you feel...
They go and pick up twin men together in every single commercial,
really?
Which is very disturbing.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's a very weird, swingers orgy type of thing going on in the Double Mint ad.
Oh, I just resent the fact that stuff got embedded in me. I don't want it in there. But the computer, which is our brain, is such an amazing, phenomenal, miraculous machine that everything's just in there. If you took an electric probe and you went into my brain in a certain place, I would start to spew out all those jingles.
That's true.
And you couldn't stop me.
No.
I couldn't stop me.
Reprobed you someplace.
Yeah, it's just scary. I'm scared to be a human. I mean, I'm scared at what we are. Aren't you?
It's very supernatural.
I mean, I'm scared of you right now because this, what you're wearing. She's just been slowly kind of unraveling this suit while I was talking.
I'm just trying to get it on because I
feel like I should Instagram you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to function.
Because I've never seen a suit quite like that where the arms go into gloves.
The feet too, see?
And you're lime green. You're like Kermit's color.
I know.
What kind of a suit is that?
It's a modern dance suit, because see this hood, which I can't really get to.
I hate hoods.
I do too. This hood actually zips over your face entirely, so you're one entire green thing.
Are you going to do that on the ski
slope?
slope?
No, because you can not see very well, and then I will fall off the chairlift. But
you
the
could
rest
just
of
try
it.
You could try it on the way up, and if it wasn't working...
Well, I've got it on backwards. The zipper's supposed to go up the back so that the zipper doesn't come straight up your nose. But I put it on this way so that I could take it off if I needed to, so I could have my hands free.
I see.
See how it's twisted at the arms? Like they're supposed to be, my hands are supposed to be the other way around. But I figured it's a big stretchy suit. Who cares if it's on backwards, right?
You're so easygoing with costumes.
I like costumes. Whenever I have, it's the last day of Ski Runners today, and we're all supposed to be wearing Mardi Gras / leprechaun costumes. So this is... And I have a tutu to add to this.
Oh my gosh.
And I have a little leprechaun hat.
Oh God. I get freaked out at the idea of not wearing my uniform. My uniform.
You should mix it up a little and then you'll feel better.
I can't mix it up. I just want to wear raggedy old clothes. That makes me feel safe. That's my safe place.
I feel safe when I'm wearing stuff that's really out there.
I love that
so
about
safe
you.
right now.
I mean, it's entertaining to somebody like me.
Because I don't have enough confidence in my own personality, so I constantly need to be searching for a costume that I can become.
I see, and I'm kind of the opposite, is that I do have confidence in my personality, so I don't want the clothing in any way to detract from the, or dilute the effect of the personality. So I go with the earth tones and the solid colors. I would never be
I morph into whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see a stripe or a polka dot or
I've seen you wear stripes before.
No, you have not. No, you're talking about plaid. I'll do plaid, but that's ethnically connected.
You have a sweater
with a stripe
that has
on it?
one. It's not like it's striped all over. I think it just has one stripe maybe running up the sleeve and down the other or something maybe?
That's a kind of a pronouncement of simplicity.
Okay.
That supports my philosophy of...
Well, I have 3 of these green suits if you would like to wear one.
I don't want to wear one.
They're great.
No.
Look, you can hide. You can even put it over your face and no one will even know it's you.
No, my kids do not like me to do things like that either. They want me to just be furniture and melt into the background. They don't want me to stick out or
They are grown up now. You can be you can be flashier furniture.
I'm telling you, my kids are more mature than me in some ways, and so they hate any drama that comes from me or my generation. They just hate it because they look down on us. They're so together. I hate it.
I don't know if that's together.
Well, I had a little talk with an astrologer this week, and she said that this new generation...
She said that you should not wear stripes?
No, not exactly.
Oh.
But I'm inferring from that that one stripe would be okay for me, but not a lot. Yeah, no, she said that the kids in the 20s, this generation that's coming through, I guess they're millennials, are they? Probably.
Yeah.
That they have a really different mission than, say, my generation. My generation, everybody was a rock star. You know, it was about individuation and so on. Whereas the new generation is more about, like, understanding the deep social fabric.
What?
Okay, forget it. I know you don't do astrology.
I don't think they're understanding the deep social fabric.
What do you know? You don't have any 20-year-olds. I do. I have 3.
I know. Do you think they really understand the deep social fabric?
Yes, I do. I think they're very sophisticated in their understanding of how social things work.
That doesn't make what your generation was striving for completely null and void.
Well, we made the best music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I need. I don't need anything more than that. I mean, because that's what I do. So, yeah. How's it? Yeah, good. Okay. I had a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you know what's funny? This I found amusing. So, coming back from Canada this weekend, we have not had any trouble for years going into Canada, ever. They're super nice. No issues. But every time we return to the U.S., the Border Patrol are awful.
What did they do this time?
This is a no-brainer. This is a duh. So we had a lovely vacation. We were in Quebec. We were in Ontario. We visited Parliament, and it was beautiful, and it was just wonderful. So the Border Patrol U.S. guy asked us, what was the purpose of your trip? And John said, oh, we visited Parliament and stuff. And the guy gets this, like, sneer on his face, and he goes, why the hell would you want to do that?
Really?
Yeah. And I was a little baffled that, first of all, I don't think they're supposed to voice their own political opinions on people coming in and out. And second of all, like, it just...
Did John say because of the historical
No, John just kind of, like, gave a awkward chuckle.
Like, where are we going with this?
I know. We all wanted to be like, oh, because, it's nice to learn about other people's cultures or political feelings, but,
too simple.
We know enough to, you don't razz the Border Patrol back, because then you're stuck there for ages, because they get to be God right then, and they take that very seriously.
Yeah, and you probably don't want to say too much. If you're confused, you could probably just wait for a second and see what they say next.
Yeah, and last time we came back to the U.S. Border Patrol took John away because some 21-year-old John O'Brien from out west someplace was wanted for assault. So they took John away to question him for a very long time to make sure he wasn't the 20-year-old John O'Brien.
Oh my gosh.
From elsewhere. Like, they have all the technology in the world. All they have to do, they've got our passports. Clearly his social security number doesn't match. Clearly he's not 20.
Well, guess what? That's how they purged
our address, our car, everything. None of it matches.
That's how they purged a lot of African Americans off the voter rolls. Not only in this election, but in other elections. They just found duplicate names on the voter registration, and of course didn't look any farther than that. And if they were not white, non-white...
Why is our country so bad?
They got ditched.
And you know what? Canada should hate us. They should hate us. Like, when we come there as tourists, they should just not really love us. But they're always incredibly nice.
They feel sorry for us.
I know they feel sorry for us. But the sweet little tour guide in the Parliament building completely changed her spiel so that we wouldn't feel bad, because there's one part where they have to say something mean about Americans. Like, oh, we put it here so the Americans would bomb us or something. Yeah. And she totally changed it around. And then she was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. No offense. I'm sure you're really wonderful.
Oh, she
was really adorable.
I bet she comes up with across that a few times.
It was just...
Not just with you.
But it was Sunday, so there was no Justin Trudeau anywhere, which was sad.
I'm getting a little sick of the worship of Justin Trudeau.
I know. I mean, Canada is too. They just they call him like celebrity in chief, and they're like, why don't you
Yeah.
go back to your Care Bears? Justin, every single
Yeah.
room in Parliament
I
we
mean,
went into, Ira was like, is this where Justin Trudeau cuddles the pandas? I was like, no, the pandas don't come here. They are. He goes to the zoo to cuddle the pandas.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of a bell curve with
Yes.
Justin Trudeau, and I was on the bottom. Like, I was all for it, and I think I emailed Wilder, I think my son Wilder, I think I sent him a link about Justin, and I was lauding his, his statesmanship.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of sick of it.
Well,
Because, people do those montages on Facebook of how
Yes.
cute he is, and
Yeah.
I just think, ugh, I wouldn't like that with a woman. Why would I like it with a guy?
that's true.
Ugh.
But in the grand scheme of bad things and bad leaders, like that's not that bad though.
That's true. But he'd
Be like, oh, I'm so sick of how good looking he is.
Well, he's
not killing anyone.
he doesn't have a perfect record in relation to the oil companies.
No, he doesn't.
And, oil development. So,
But I'd still take him over pretty much.
well, we can't even compare him to
No,
45,
It's not even
the
yeah.
45th, whatever. I couldn't figure that out for a long time when people were referring to Trump as 45. I didn't get it, and then finally I figured it out. I don't know. It took me a while. Hey, do you know? Do you get it? Do you get it?
Yeah,
Do you
I get it. I get it. He's the
You get it?
45th.
How did you know? I mean, who told you?
Nope,
Just a
I mean,
number. I
it's-
thought it was, like calling you. What were we going to call you?
C3PO?
Yeah.
No, Mike 3.
Mike 3. It's like T45. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's also acronym Friday, so I have a few acronyms for you to figure out.
Okay. Wait, I have to write them down.
Okay, get your pen.
With my little green fingers. Okay.
WOMBAT.
Wombat?
In the line of LOL, think along those lines. This is not an organization acronym. This is a expression, colloquialism.
Okay. Well.
You're never, ever going to get it. These are from my friend Sandy. She posted a bunch of them, and they were kind of funny.
I don't know. I don't know what wombat could be.
Okay, I'll give you the first two words. Waste of. If you get this, I'm going to be impressed.
I'm not going to get it. So you can just take your.
You're so smart, though. You must
impression
have a big
elsewhere.
IQ. I think you have a
I actually do have a high IQ, but I've been waiting to see proof of that ever, other than just the number on the test. Because I don't feel like I have a very high IQ.
How old were you when they administered the test to you?
Young, like
Yeah, it's like first grade.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember the test.
So I think I either my intelligence never came to
fruition.
or they made a
you're
big old mistake. I don't know.
I like
My
your
kids
brain.
test really well. I've never had Eli tested, but Ira got tested for a bunch of his reading disabilities that he had, and his IQ was pretty sky high too. But I don't know why mine is.
Well,
I do not feel it.
I just remember being stumped on one particular question.
What?
There was a picture of a bureau, and you're supposed to say what it was. I mean,
Yes.
I think it was probably multiple choice, and one of the four choices was bureau, but I didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew what it was. I didn't know what it. I knew what it was. I
don't recall a question like that. Actually, I don't really. I recall. Yeah, I do recall pictures and patterns and things.
Well, you know how IQ tests are probably evolving over the 20 years between when I was in first grade and you were in
You're
first
not
grade.
20 years.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Okay, maybe 19. I'm 59.
All right.
What are
fine.
you?
I'm almost 40.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Fine. Well, I'm really not good at math. Okay.
You know what? If you actually read our show description,
Who would say how bad I am at math?
no, it says their 20-year
Oh, all right.
difference. I put that. I wrote that.
I have read that. I just thought you were exaggerating.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I do exaggerate. It's true. I'm a
Well, what is this
Sagittarius.
wombat? Now I'm dying of.
Oh, wombat. Back to wombat. Okay, it is waste of money, brains, and time.
Oh.
But I don't know. How often are you going to eat?
That is so sad. For
I guess it's just because
wombats.
it says wombat. It's a nice word.
I
That
love the word wombat.
you do?
I
What do you
think
love about it?
I love the actual wombats.
If you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
I'm already married, and wombats don't do well in this region, which
All
is
right.
too bad. They seem really porky and furry.
I don't think there really is any animal called a wombat.
Yes, there is.
No, it's a fake.
I've seen one at a zoo.
I don't think so.
Not being
They
cuddled
just
by
dress
Justin
up.
Trudeau.
They dress up like
I would be way more
marsupials.
impressed, actually, if Justin Trudeau cuddled wombats over pandas. I mean, everyone wants to cuddle pandas.
What, are you into marsupials?
Are they marsupial? Do they have a pouch? Do all marsupials have pouches? Is that the definition of a marsupial?
What's a possum?
That's a marsupial. It has a pouch.
What's what are some other ones like that are in trees? Is a wombat a tree liver?
I think they're very fat and clumsy, so no. I think they're like badgery.
And they have the flat
Like
nose, or they
big.
have the anteater nose.
Nah, no, I can't picture its head right now. I just picture its fat,
this
furry
is
brown body.
See, I think this is a very confusing category of animals, personally.
Anteaters, are they in the same category as like armadillos? No.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, they both start with A. Armadillos have armor.
Aardvarks.
Aardvarks and anteaters have got to be the same because they look kind of alike. And one's just furrier, I think.
You know what? They all mush together in my mind. They all look the same.
Armadillos, there's one totally true fact I can put on the radio. Armadillos can delay giving birth for up to 3 years if they're under a time of stress. Like if there's a drought or something, they can just stay in their burrow and hang on to their little unborn babies for 3 whole years before they pop them out.
You know, I kind of
They
feel
can,
like
put them in a hibernative, meditative, unborn state.
I feel like it might not be such a good thing that you have a high IQ.
Well,
I don't
it's
think
not
it's
like it
helping
makes
your
itself
life.
known very often.
It's just not really helping your life.
No, it's not actually.
Well, let's try this. YCMU.
YMCU.
How could you ever get this?
Woo!
How-
YMCU.
You're free associating. That's part of your intelligence speaking. That free associational ability where you can just connect the synapses willy-nilly across huge chasms. The mind is filled with huge chasms, and if you're not careful, you're going to drop down in them.
Wombats might see you. I don't know.
Whoa.
What? What is it?
You crack me up.
That isn't you crack me up.
YC.
Oh, I wrote W.
Did I
no
say
wonder.
W? We'll have to
Well,
go
I've
back
been
and
singing
check.
what? Oh.
Oh, you started saying YMCA.
I sang Y, but I wrote down a W. YMCU.
Because Y,
You crack me up.
WHY. This is terrible radio.
Wait, no.
you need to have a
You've got
pen.
you, me, crack up.
This has got to have a pen radio because this
This is wrong. You said YMCU.
No, you said YMCA. You started singing that.
When you originally said it, you said YMCU. It can't be you crack me up. That would be you, me, crack up. It's got to be
I think we need an arbiter
UCM.
or an arbitrator or arbitrage
U. It should be UCMU if you want.
or
you crack me up.
fuselage. How about this one?
Okay.
And I'll say the correct letters this time, I promise.
Well, I'll write them correctly this
I'm
time.
going to go
I promise.
slowly because this one's really going to stump you up.
Okay.
Now I'm confused between Y's and W's.
I am too. I can't believe I wrote that way.
It's weird how they just melded into one letter
I
suddenly.
know.
Just
We probably
before.
don't need two of those letters.
Well, in this
we
case,
could have a 23-letter alphabet.
You'll be glad that you have it.
Okay, go.
W, Y, S, I, W, Y, G.
I ran out of rum. Okay. Why see?
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Why you sitting in? Why you sitting in wombats yogurt?
Okay, the first word's what?
What you?
Yeah, that's it. That's the beginning. Just roll it out, just like
What
you had
you
a carpet.
see
just
in
roll it out.
Wisconsin? Yucky.
No, try think
Garbage.
No, think repetitive. It's
No,
got some repetitions in there.
What you see is what you get. Right.
I am really impressed with your IQ today. Your IQ is blowing me away.
My IQ
I
is
love your IQ.
that of a wombat.
Okay. And on that happy note,
It's time to play, though.
we got
Wombat shuffle.
we got so involved with
Did we
that.
go over the time?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, God.
That's okay. It's all right.
You're not playing anything?
No, it's okay. I'm gonna play something. Okay. I'm gonna play, what do I have here? I can't even pronounce this one. Maybe with your IQ you could. It's in Swedish. Do you speak Swedish?
No.
Okay, it's my friend Anders Lunden. No, not Anders Lunden. Stefan Lunden. I've got, oh my gosh, I have two Swedish friends, and now I'm mixing their names up.
I'll get some sourish.
I promise I'll correct it on the podcast. I totally promise. Here we go.
Så hon tog sin chans och gick på den väg hon aldrig fick. Dessa färger som hon bar, så underbar. I sitt liv hon hållit hårt i ett tvång som var så svårt. Såna tillfällen så hon gav sig av. Som en flykting här från sända. Jag hade min passion, men aldrig någonsin följa platt för tro. Jag var frisläppt, jag var hädisk, och du flitig får du lön, men aldrig någonsin föll jag ner i bön. Nu så var hon på min ort, och det hon gjort var stort. Var hon jagad, och av vem hade hon kommit hem? Men hon hade visst en bror, en man som ännu tror på sin rätt att veta bäst, på sin höga häst. Som en flykting här från sända. Jag hade min passion, men aldrig någonsin föll jag platt för tro. Jag var frisläppt, jag var hädisk, och du flitig får du lön, men aldrig någonsin föll jag ner i bön. Så jag sträcker ut min hand, en förlängning av mitt land. Du har blivit en av oss, kommit loss. Själv så glider jag nu bort, och jag glädjer mig helt kort åt en dag då jag kan le och slippa be. Som en flykting här från sända. Jag hade min passion, men aldrig någonsin föll jag platt för tro. Jag var frisläppt, jag var hädisk, är du flitig får du lön, men aldrig någonsin föll jag ner i bön. Så hon tog sin chans och gick på den väg hon aldrig fick. Dessa färger som hon bar, dessa färger som hon bar. Så underbar, så underbar, så underbar.
Okay, that was Stefan Lunden.
London.
Yeah, I get confused because my boss in Sweden, when I worked in this kitchen, was Anders Lunden. So that was a little slip of the brain synapse. Brought
Is
to you
Lunden
by...
a very common name?
It could be. I don't really know.
Oh.
But I really enjoyed his record. And I heard a horn section going, and I'm just about to arrange a horn section for something, so I thought...
Where are you getting the horns?
One guy. Actually, no, there's two different horn sections happening. There's one that's coming to me. The tracks are all done, and they were done in Montana. That's for Ben Reed's project, and those I just had to download them, so I'll be mixing them. But I'm going to be recording
It's
Gary.
so high tech, like they don't even have to be there.
I know. But the other case, Gary Hubbard's going to come up to record some trumpet. And we'll see how much we can get out of one trumpet. You know, you can multi-track a bunch of parts.
Yes, you can.
So sometimes you can simulate.
You should make my kid play the trumpet at your studio and see if you can make him sound good.
Well,
poor little buddy.
Really? Is he?
At what point can you actually begin to play the trumpet in a way that sounds like trumpet playing?
I think as long as he's enjoying it, he'll get there.
What about everyone else who has to listen?
I
don't know if he's enjoying it.
Well, it's like
he's actually picked up the guitar and he is enjoying that. So that might be his instrument.
Yeah,
not the trumpet.
I'd say if kids like to sing, then trumpet's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
because you can't sing and play trumpet simultaneously.
No.
Although some people, like, didn't Louis Armstrong? He'd like play and then he'd put his trumpet down and sing.
Yeah,
but they
need
special.
one of those things for your trumpet. You know, like the harmonica rest. Then you could play the trumpet and something else with your hands, like a guitar and a trumpet at the same time.
Yeah.
Although I guess you have to push the buttons too, right?
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's okay.
I won't invent that after
all. I know you're a dance teacher. You don't know a lot about trumpets. I mean, you know enough, but that's...
They have spit in them. Any object that collects spit that you have to clean out seems like not a great plan.
Every instrument has its issues.
Yeah.
You know? They all somehow...
So are you keeping your microphone cover in like a hermetically sealed bag when you leave here?
No, it's just that I'm going to travel with my mic cover instead of, breathing in everybody else's germs off the studio mic cover.
You should come before town meeting. This could be your in to town meeting in Tunbridge.
Okay.
And you should stand up before town meeting and you should teach everyone how to freaking use a microphone.
This is how I'll go like
No, they hold it out here.
Oh, they do.
I think that it's getting their voice, even though everybody is saying, louder, we can't hear you. Or they talk and they turn their head away so you get fading in and out as they move.
Right.
They don't understand the microphone has to come with your mouth.
Exactly.
Like,
and then
nobody gets it.
There's also the proximity effect, which is when you're right on top of the microphone, it tends to over accentuate the...
Yeah, then it's just
kind of
very garbled and very like...
muffly, and it, it's accentuating
like rumbly.
The mid-range.
We saw all those issues at town meeting.
Yeah, I hit them. And then on top of it all, depending on where your town meeting is, some of those halls, I don't think this is the case in... Where is it at Tunbridge?
It's always in the school now. It used to be in the town hall, which has great acoustics.
Is it in the gym?
The gym has very bad acoustics.
Yeah.
And the stereo system, which is the same stereo system I use for dance, has some pretty old chords, so there's often a lot of feedback, and everyone goes, ow, it's like, Ree!
Yeah, that makes me crazy. That's really tough stuff. I wish that every town hall in Vermont would get some acoustic panels and just soften up that sound. But there was a reason that they did that. I mean, in essence, it does make things louder, but it makes them more confusing, like all the bouncing of the sound
louder doesn't
signals.
mean better.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess they didn't have acoustical panels or technicians way back then. Let's see. We got to just keep an eye on the clock here because I think we're about
behind or over or something.
We're about ready to wrap it up. We're gonna all these topics I didn't get to, but it's okay. Death and taxes will have to wait.
Death and taxes will always be there.
Yeah, they will always be there. They're not going away.
You can never get away from them.
Yeah, so you have been listening to 11th Hour Radio.
Oh, good. We never introduced
ourselves. Said it. We apologize. We're like that.
Yes, we are. You're on Royalton. We are on Royalton Community Radio, WFERLP 96.5. And that's Kristina Stykos. I'm Emily Howe. And is that all we have to say?
I guess so. We just have to say thanks for listening. look us up
Thanks for
on
listening.
iTunes or YouTube. And you
Or
can,
our website, 11thhourradio.com.
Yep, and you can subscribe to us and whatever you want. Talk to us on Facebook. We do everything.
We do everything.
So thank you for listening.
See you guys next Friday.
All right, let's see if I can get this going here.